Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. If you're wondering why I'm in a coat indoors, which is fair enough, it's because I just am about to leave the house this morning. But I wanted to come on here and I wanted to discuss how bad the situation at Tottenham really is at the minute. Let's analyse the facts. No first team head coach, no women's team head coach. Director of football convicted of false accounting. Fans turning their back on the owners. We're hearing now that players such as Romero and Richarlison, players who personally I wouldn't have expected were the ones who wanted Conte out and were, fed up with a training regimes, are apparently the ones who wanted him gone from the football club. Ownership potentially yet again raising the season ticket prices. Fans in meltdown on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of the social medias. It's just chaos. It's absolute chaos right now. And for anyone who isn't a Spurs fan, they'd be loving us right now because the international break is normally boring. Yet you've got Tottenham this year providing all the entertainment you possibly need. But from a Spurs perspective, it's just painful. It's really, really painful. It's really painful to see this happen. And especially the news yesterday about Paratici, Yes, he could have done better at Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, he's a convicted criminal, and false accounting. Read up on it if you don't know what it is. It's very, very serious. And should he go because of that? Yeah, he doesn't really have a choice. I can't really see him appealing and getting through to the courts and not getting this worldwide ban for 30 months. If anything, he'll be lucky if it's only 30 months, to be honest. But look. Now we're hearing that he can't carry on, and you look at his tenure at Spurs and you're like, some of the transfers he could have done better at, but were they his transfers? Danjuma, we're hearing, even Conte said in this press conference, the club wanted Danjuma. When he's talking about the club, for me, he isn't directly talking about Paratici, he's talking about Levy and ENIC. Players such as Joe Rodon a few years ago. Was he Paratici signing? The amount of players who, for me, just look like such Levy players, and you can almost definitely tell without concrete evidence that they were wanted by Levy and that they weren't really wanted by Antonio Conte or Paratici. Jed Spence is another one. It's openly come out from many reliable journalists and sources that was yet again a Levy signing. So whilst Paratici could have done better, at the same time, he wasn't helped yet again by Daniel Levy getting involved in transfers. And that's the way, somehow or another, Tottenham Hotspur get out of this crisis, in my opinion. Of course, I want ENIC out as an organisation, but that's very, very unlikely to happen. Joe Lewis, we know he's getting older. Maybe something happens there, and you don't wish death upon anybody, but if he was to pass away, Joe Lewis, then maybe they sell the club. But not even necessarily ENIC out, as much as I want them out. Daniel Levy out. This chairman, since he joined Tottenham Hotspur, has had no idea. He's had no real philosophy. And, well, no, he has actually. It's just been top four every single year. Hence the name behind, people who want ENIC and Levy out. Profit over glory. It's all been a money game for him. And the perfect example of that was under Jose Mourinho when he sacked the guy 6 days before a cup final because he wasn't going to achieve top four. So Levy doesn't care about trophies. He doesn't care about winning things. And that, for me, is why he's the main problem. Not even ENIC are the main problem as an organisation. Daniel Levy as a chairman, his philosophy, his ideas, and the way he's changed the culture of this club for all the wrong reasons is the reason we are in this situation now. Let's look at every separate situation quickly. Antonio Conte sacked. Who didn't back Antonio Conte with all the money that he needed? Yes, Conte could have done better at things. That Milan game, I talk about that Sanchez sub. That's down to Conte. Levy can't control that. The Sheffield United game, that's down to Conte. But would have that happened if Conte had a better team? Probably not. And who's the reason Conte doesn't have a better team? Because he didn't back him fully? Levy. Women's head coach, sacked by Daniel Levy. Not allowing a rebuild there. Paratici, accused of false accounting. Not much Daniel Levy could have done there. But what he could have done in the last 2 years before these criminal convictions was actually let Paratici have more control, like Arsenal have with Edu as a director of football, Harry Kane potentially wanting to leave and United coming in. Of course he wants to leave because he's been at Spurs 6 or not even 6 years, like 7, 8 years, and he hasn't achieved anything because the team hasn't been backed by Levy and Enoch. It's almost looking at Kane like this prized possession, like this object that's just going to achieve us money, top four, top four, top four, top four. Kane's an ambitious player. He wants to win trophies. And if he goes, as much as it will pay me, I'll clap him off because I want to see him win trophies too. And for me, that's what he deserves. Fans in meltdown as well. Who's caused this meltdown? When you look at all of these issues and who they're down to, it's Daniel Levy. It's Daniel Levy who's caused this meltdown. Not even necessarily Enoch, Daniel Levy. But Tottenham are in absolute crisis. I've given my opinion on why. I think there's a lot of reasons as well. We know Daniel Levy is the main problem, but everyone I've just mentioned, the head coach, the director of football, has a small part to play, and the players obviously. But then again, the players, for me, who's the one, giving the okay for all the players to come in? You see the Conte type players like Kulusevski and Bentancur have been the best ones. It's the Levy type players who haven't succeeded. But look, those are my thoughts and opinions on why Spurs are in this crisis right now. I'm hoping we can get out of it. Everton next Monday. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. All the best. God bless. And as always, come on you Spurs. Enoch and Levy out.